Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Okay, I can see like still nobody joined. Okay. Let's wait for like 1 2 minutes, then we'll start off with the class.
Hello, sir.
Yes, will be.
In your model, you added these small things.
Sorry, come again.
These small like nut,
Huh?
screw, like
Yes.
those things. Then we need to create those things again in Maya, or we can just take it
No,
as
no,
it
no, no,
is.
no, no. Directly to for baking. We'll bake it.
We can straight bake it now.
Yeah, yeah. We can like until unless the volume is too high, we can bake it directly. Otherwise, we have to create the shape. So I'm planning to bake everything. Otherwise, it
Okay.
will increase the complexity of the model. If I have to create all the small nuts, it will increase the poly count. Plus, it will increase the like it will eat up some UV space as well. So it will be very difficult to retain the quality.
Okay, okay, sir.
As we are going to use only one map for the entire thing. That's why.
Sir, we can't use like different like material UV maps.
We can, like yes, that's like possibility, but try to stick to one map so that we understand the better how to use the UV. Like one map, and usually we use multiple maps for characters where you have a hero character in a scene, or maybe it's a really huge character. In that case, so that's all.
Okay, sir.
So as of now, let's keep it like one only. Okay, like I can see like there's something I make messed up. I just fix it. So you can see I have okay. Let me explain first. Okay, four of you have joined. Only Rachit is not there. Okay. So I have decimated my model. I can see Shift F. I have decimated my model. Decimated my model. Added all the like details, whatever required. I have added all this thing and decimated my model and exported that. Export one side. I have exported this side and this body. This part is anyways overlapped, so I've not exported that thing. Go to Maya. I can see I've created high poly and low poly separate folders. So high poly decimation in separate and low poly decimated separate. Sorry. So make sure your high poly, low poly snaps perfectly, position wise, scale wise, everything like volume wise should match. Otherwise, baking will become difficult. So I have imported both the things, and there's a reason why I have imported. Let me see if my recording is on. So reason why I imported this thing, because this is a complex model where we have a lot of shapes overlapping each other, like intersecting. Maybe they're geometrically wise, they're not intersecting each other, but maybe they're like kind of overlap each other, these sections, right? So if I bake them directly into Substance, it will create problem. I'll show both the things, like what is the problem. Let me export this. I have unwrapped this thing. You can see I packed everything. Let's find this. So you can see I packed everything nicely. So I'm using all the UV space as much as possible. Yes, if I create couple of nut bolts, I can definitely create and use those these empty areas. But right now I'm not doing that. So my UVs are done. So I'll select my low poly and export it. Most probably will be baking this in Substance only, but there are a specific way we do it. We have to explode the model and bake it. Otherwise, it will create problem. So I'll show that like what is the problem. Low poly, export done, then all. Select high poly folder, export high. I just name them low and high. so I can easily figure out, okay, what is going on here. Decimation process, you guys know, right? Or I should explain it?
Sir, can you explain again?
Yes, sure. Okay, just give me a second. Maybe this one. Let's see. I have it on decimated mesh, definitely. Just checking. So you can see it's around 30 million. It's around 30 million, and it's pretty high. So what I have done is I have kept this entire body, which is symmetry. This leg and arm, all those things. So one part is symmetry and another part is not required. So I'll delete this section. Only one part I'll delete and keep only one section, because in low poly also this part of UV is overlapping. So once I bake it, then I'll symmetry my model. So select any of the part. Let's see this one, body. Select the part and then go to Z plug. Then you have decimation master. In decimation, basically we optimize the model, decimate the entire model, and reduce the poly count, and try to retain the detail as much as possible without like, it's a constructive way of doing it. So like without any reducing detail. Click on pre-process for current first. You have to pre-process the model first, high poly, then only you can decimate. Pre-process. It will take a little bit time. Depending upon your poly count, you can see it's 12.1 some million. So initially I split the entire model. I worked on each part separately, one by one. And once I'm finished that, then I have combined everything. Now I'm decimating. I can do it in each individual part. That is also fine. But that will be too much work, like again and again repeating the same part, same decimation process for each and every individual part. So I can combine everything and decimate it at once. Computing.
Sir, hello.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, in back you have these lines,
Yes.
right? For that you went to your low poly and you do all the retopo like
No, no, no,
resize.
no, no. No, I already have a low poly. Yes, it will, you can see if I my low poly, high poly, I'll hide it. Low poly, you can see those lines are not there. So it will bake.
Okay,
Like, yeah, but if like
we
this is
don't need
something,
to.
okay, you complete first. Tell me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Like we don't need to. If we don't need change like fully detail or with more depth, then it's fine. We can bake it as it is.
Like yes, we can create that part in a low poly as well if it's really necessary. Suppose my model have some kind of movement, like some kind of attachment, or like it's some functionality in animation. In that case, I have to create that part, that those lines in my low poly. But if there's no movement, a solid part, there's no movement and no function to that those section, I can keep it as a whole. And if either I can create those lines and I can keep it like that and bake it. It will bake everything without any issue. That is
Okay, sir.
like but traditionally like when we create this, if the depth is like way too much, like it's like quite a decent amount of depth, we try to recreate that in low poly always.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, we can, if you want, we can create low poly of that. It's still computing. Why is taking so much time? to quickly. Still. Okay, by the time this thing happens, I'll show you. Like suppose you want to create that section in model also. So how we do it? I'll show that process also. Shift H, select this, Alt H, just keep the high poly visible by the time like this thing is working. So why to waste time? So I'll show you, like suppose you have this thing and you want to create a very specific and crisp shape that matches your high poly perfectly. In that case, how we do it, how to create it? Like I can modify my low poly which I created previously, or if I, because this is a very specific shape, so what I'll do is I'll recreate the low poly again. So select your model high poly and click on this magnet. It says no live surface. It's a live surface. Make live surface. Click on this. It become a live surface now. Now whatever you create, it will generate on this surface itself. Then how to generate this? Go to this option, modeling toolkit. Click on this. Now you have something called quad draw under tools. Click on this and okay. First thing first, what I'll do, I'll switch on my symmetry. I'm using 2020, so it will work perfectly without any problem. Symmetry. Now click on click on quad draw and now click. You see it's automatically generating this surface and four vertex. Click 4 times. I click and generated this vertex. Press shift and convert this into a polygon. So like this, I can generate a very high quality normal low poly, which matches my surface perfectly without any issue. Like this is how we do it. Move it, align nicely. So like this, I can create a really super high quality low poly model, because low poly model is very important. If your model is very good quality and matches your high poly perfectly, it will generate and press control and click and you can add a loop. So whenever you add a loop, it will automatically snap to the surface without any issue. Let's see, I'll just combine this section. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep all the polygons all same as much as possible. So you can see there is a triangle issue. So if I want, I can just simply create a quad here, quad, quad, and triangle, one triangle, and it's finished. You can see it matches my surface perfectly. So it's like very easy. And now I want to increase in like push this thing and create this depth. How to do it? Press tab from keyboard, tab, and click on it's basically says extrude. Then I want more options. I want to extrude this entire edge. Tab, space bar, sorry, tab, right click, extend. What I extend? I want to extend this loop. Click and drag. And you can see it will automatically snap and weld. If there is an issue, you can see there is little off. Push it back. Go to the angle, like change the angle. But now this is, see, very easy. Now this entire thing become one single solid mesh. Extend, and now match the depth as much as possible. And align them. This line doesn't look very nice. Align it nicely. You can see my low poly. So similar manner, I can create the entire surface like super easily and quickly. So this depth I'll create later. So first thing, I'll just simply. So initially, when you start, make sure keep it as low as possible. Do not create something like which is like really high poly or mid poly. Create it, keep it low poly, like very low poly, and then if required, okay, there's one more point in the center. Shift and polygon. So initially, try to keep it like as low as possible. Then, if I feel if this is like way too low poly, press Control and click and create another polygon. So it will automatically snap to the surface and generate this thing and fix everything. Now tab, extend this. You can see it snaps to the surface and automatically welds. So it makes your life way easier and create this polygon very easily and nicely. Now I have this surface, so I'll shape this thing. I have to fill this section. So like this I can generate, but now I can see this is quite close and this is like quite big polygon, this is small polygon. To control this, what I can do is I can press shift and you can see the moment I press shift, it cursor says relax. It will relax the mesh topology and make it really smooth. See, even out the surface. You can use a face mode, you can use an edge mode, you can use a vertex mode. Same like Z modeler, you have, if you hover over, you can switch between edge, face, and vertex. Same thing, same manner. I can create this entire thing now. So whenever you have this kind of shape, try to create a polygon border. That will become easy for you to control it later. See, perfectly match with the surface, and now I can just like create this thing, fill the entire section, and weld together. Because this is a round surface, so I need a like, different set of polygon. Create this and collapse with this. I need this triangle to get this sharp edge. So you can see it's pretty low poly. If required, I can add in between loops and fix those things and then relax it. And this is the technique like in game, 90% time you have to use. Like whenever you create a high poly, and if your high poly is like nicely detailed, you have to retopo the model and make sure everything snaps perfectly. And poly distribution, like instead of doing it manually, I can use relax and distribute it evenly throughout the surface. You can see it looks nice, clean, and very low poly. It's like really low poly. If I can see it's if I just select this one, oh, I have to switch off my quadro and this. So it's only and only 376 tries. So 370 190 fixes something. So I can like see it's like pretty low poly. If I check my current low poly, just hide this. You can see this one is around, it's around 1384 tries. So it's like way too much. Yes, that one doesn't have the entire surface, like front side, back side, and in between parts are missing. So that will extend. Like if I create a very nice low poly, it will be around 1000 or something, 1000 something tries, and it will be really nice. So I can do that. So like this, we create the entire low poly. See, like super clean, nice, and it will bake also very nicely. Like this we create. Let's go to like this. Oh, now it's done. So decimation, the pre-process is ready. Go to Zplug again. Now this 20% of decimation, it means whatever the poly count right now is 12.166 million, it's 20%. It will reduce the mesh to 20%. So I keep it 20 and decimate current. It will become 1 point some million or 2 point some million. And it's working. Yeah, done. 2.43 million. You can see shape, nothing changed. Shift F, you can see it's pretty dense still. And if you want to, you think, okay, this is like still too dense, then go to Zplug, change this to like maybe 10% and decimate one more time because you have pre-processed it already. So if you don't move to any other part and try to decimate that, you can do it multiple times. You can say 1.2 million. So you can see still retains all the detail, everything. And now you can if you want, you can decimate to 5%, 6%. It's up to you, depending a bit upon your system if you can handle it. So like reduce the poly count, and it's, you see it retains all the information from high poly. Then export the model, import into Maya, export this here as OBJ decimated. I already exported this thing and imported this entire thing here. You can see everything exported here. So here one thing I noticed, like sometime I must have messed up this thing. So I select both. I have split the model, splitted the entire mesh into separate multiple parts. So you can see if I open this and this, both have one part selected. This section and centralized UV, because it cannot be like this. It is more of like this or somewhere like this. So more of like this. So instead of like messing up my high poly and low poly, I'll just simply move low poly, high poly together. I just move them together. So now when I'm going to symmetry this, it will place somewhere here automatically. So it will be fixed. So my low poly, high poly is done. You can see my low poly, everything in separate parts, and high poly, everything in separate parts. And all these nut bolts and everything I have combined with the respective parts, nut bolts, everything you select, you can see it's like attached with those things. So now if I try to bake this thing, let's see, I have to export it once again. Export selection, low, because I have moved it. Let's close this section. Now high poly, export selection, high. So like for baking, because baking is one of the most important stage of gaming. Like in gaming, whenever you create a model It's very important your baking normals should be perfectly clean without any artifact, without any issue. Most of the time substance do the job, it creates a very clean, nice this thing normal. But whenever you have a model where you have a lot of intersection, a lot of overlapping and all, that time it creates problem, it create a very dirty normal. I'll show you like what happens, and then I'll tell you how to fix it as well. First thing first, and this is, I guess you're using substance for the first time, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, sir, second time.
Second time. Rachit saying first
Yes,
time,
sir.
Vishnu saying second time.
No,
The
sir, we
first
use
time
in
for
car.
me.
For HSM2 for car.
Okay. So anyways, I'll explain. Anyways, I give you basic introduction so that like even if you forgot something or you not aware, so you can do it. Substance is only and only for texturing. You cannot modify your material. You cannot create add new material. You cannot a UV thing, cannot move thing, cannot do anything. It's just a software for texturing. You have to suppose your model have multiple materials, you have to assign it in the its native software, Max, Maya, Blender, any software. You have to assign those material first, then import your model. Then only you will have only one material or two material. So this center section is basically a viewport. This base is basically shelf where you have all the presets available in within Substance Painter. Your material, your smart material, your smart mask, your environment, your like hard surface normal maps, your grunge maps, and everything. Like basically all presets are available here in this shelf. Right side, you have this material, how number of material you have assigned. Then you have layers, like same like Photoshop. Texture setting, the properties of this texture, basically texture size, what are the parameters you're using, and what are the like baked map you have, and all texture size, all those information. And properties are basically whatever you have selected, those properties. And left side you have brush, eraser, your projection, your paint, stamp tool, all those options. So let's see. So by default, without, it cannot go do anything without any model in Substance. So go click on new, and it will open this window. So we are going to follow a PBR process. So right now, because by default in my system, Unreal 4 is selected. Unreal 4 is a PBR pipeline, but right now we are not pushing this to Unreal. We're going to push it to either we render it out in Substance or Marmoset. So that's why I'm going to select PBR metallic roughness option. Or if I want the alpha blend, I can click on this also. Or if I want, I can later change the material also. That is from here, I can change it. So don't need to worry. Let's select PBR metal roughness. Texture size, I'm keeping it for 2K, and normal. This is very important. This is something you have to understand. All the software use different normal map format. Like Max uses DirectX, Maya uses OpenGL, Unreal use DirectX, Blender use OpenGL. So everything you have different option, different settings. So we are using Maya, so we'll use OpenGL, no like DirectX. And compute space per fragment, it's not required. No need to modify anything. And you can see this is something called use UV tile workflow. This is for production when you have UDIM activated. UDIM is basically a different process of texturing where you have only one map assigned, but one material assigned, but you have multiple UV tiles, and each and every UV tile have a different texture. So that's a entirely different process, and this is something we use for production only, not for gaming. We don't use it for gaming, we use it for production like movies and cinema and all, for those we use. And auto unwrap option is also there. like suppose you have a model in Z, we created a model and want to quickly render, texture it and check it's working or not. So in that case, you can use auto unwrap. It's kind of automatic unwrap in Maya Max. Same thing. You can do this, and there's like some settings and import it. So first thing, change the template to PBR. Now then change the resolution. This is something I can change anytime. Substance is a constructive way of creating texture where it's a procedural maps. So you can change it anytime. So and normal format and select your low poly mode. Let's see low and open. You can see by default your low poly model is here. Now, first thing first, Substance, to create any texture, import your file and bake all the maps required. Otherwise, you won't be able to texture it properly. If you go to texture set setting, scroll down, you can see I have a size assigned here 2048. I can change this thing whenever I want. I can increase the size, decrease the size anytime. Then you have channels. Channels means what are the maps you are creating. Base map, height map, roughness, metallic, normal. And PBR stands for physically based rendering, where we use physical property of the surface, not the whatever we can see. So then if I want anything extra, I can go and plus I can see I can add emissive, I can add opacity, reflection, and all those effect. If I have something very specific, like for this visor, this part, it's a glass. So for this part, I need to select opacity map. Otherwise, it won't work. And right now, I'm using only one solid material, one material. You can see form, one material. So what I'll do is I'll switch on opacity. You can see opacity added here, but it won't work until unless you activate opacity in your material. So how to do that? Go to the second, this okay, see this sphere. This is basically material shader setting. Material and shader are two different things completely. Shader is basically property of that shader. Like it's a glass material, a glass shader, it's a cloth shader, it's a some physically based some shader. Like it can be a lot of things. It's a property of that particular shader. It gives you the output based on the property of the shader. But materials are, it generate all the output based on a texture map. So materials are texture dependent, shaders are texture, they are not texture dependent. They have their own property. So these two things are like, there lots of people confuse between these two. That this is the main difference. So now I am using I need to have an opacity. You can see my material says PBR metal and rough. There is no opacity. Click on this. You can see there is something called alpha rough blend and alpha metal test. There are like two different types of alpha. One is cutout. One is your one is your like a solid black and white, and one is your grayscale alpha. So we need grayscale alpha because I don't want to create the glass completely transparent. I want to make it like translucent, little bit like hazy, so that I can add some grunge dirt to it. That's why I'm going to use the smooth one. Suppose you have something completely transparent, you can always use cutout, this one, alpha test. So I'm using this, click on this, and it will change. So now everything will work perfectly. So first thing, whenever you import any model into Substance, by default, each and every material have a layer 1 assigned to it. And this is a useless layer because it's basically useless means either you can start from this or you can delete and start from working on this. So I'm just either I can delete. Okay, let's delete it. So I deleted this thing. Right now there is no layers, nothing. So first thing first, to work on this, I need to bake all the maps. Just scroll down, you can see mesh maps. Bake mesh map. I have to bake a mesh map. Basically, Substance is an algorithm. It's a program. So it needs to read your model. If it reads your model, like your position, your normal direction, your placement in the world, your curvature map, your ambient map, everything, and based on that, because it have a lot of generators, and those generator needs all these map to generate effect. So we need to bake. So this is very important. Make sure import your model and bake all the maps. Do not like, I don't know, I have seen people, they just bake normal or maybe just ambient and rest they leave it. That's stupidity. You have to bake everything. Otherwise it won't generate properly. So right now I'm using 2K. So I'll baking all the maps in 4K, right? Okay, let's bake in 2K only. So it will be faster. So open this window, click on this, open this window, and now I can see here, if I don't have a high poly, I can click on this, use my low poly as high poly and bake everything. But I have a high poly. So click on this surface, select your high poly, open it. Done. No need to modify anything if you don't want. Yes, only one thing I will recommend, ignore backface should be switched on, and anti-aliasing you can move to like 4x4 subsampling, because it gives you very crisp clean result, but it increases your baking time as well. So as of now, I'm just, because I'm showing this thing, so I'm not changing anything. So then just click bake. So it will start baking all the maps. And you can see it looks pretty clean. Done. Now all maps generated. Now you can see it looks clean, but if I go to press F3 and check my normal map, you can see it looks pretty clean and nice. So I'll check few parts. Let's see. C. Press C for the sorry. Press B. B for bake map. So I can see ambient occlusion, everything. So my main concern is normal map. I'll check my normal map if there is any problem. Scroll. So you can see there is the impression. There is impression. There is an overlapping impression. Overlapping impression. Overlapping impression everywhere. Overlapping impression. See, this is again here, overlapping impression, overlapping, overlap, overlap, overlap. So all these things are problem. Press F2, and if you see, go close. Now you can see this surface is projecting this shape here also. There is the impression. It's wrong. This also here wrong. So all these artifacts are not acceptable. You can see in gaming professionally, these things are not acceptable at all. Like as a student you can do it, but like when you do it professionally, all these things are not acceptable at all. To get rid of this thing, what I have to do is I have to separate my model, explode the model. You can see this normal impression on this surface as well. So this is something wrong. We cannot do it like this. It's entirely wrong. I have to fix entire thing. So for that, we'll go to Maya, and meeting will end in 3 minutes. Once meeting ends, I'll restart it, rejoin it. So now I have to explode my model. So explode this thing. I have separated all the parts and kept low poly, high poly together, and I just simply move them. Select, okay, select everything, center pivot. Now everything pivot is center. You can see, make sure every time you select low poly, high poly together. Just make sure nothing is overlapped. Okay, simply move this one. This is the right way of baking normal maps. Just make sure nothing is overlapped. Move it in any direction, doesn't matter. move everything. So just like moving it with all the parts. Separated, and save this file as your bake file so that